golly, I haven't talked to y'all in a while. Like, I have really been trying to get to, like, into a routine and making that major move from Hawaii to Nashville. It did happen. It was accomplished. Like, everything went smoothly. I just am a person that thrives off of a routine and a structure. And since I haven't had that, I've lacked that since I got here. I have been like really out of whack. I just started the gym, so I am back in the gym. I went to the gym twice at 5 a.m. just trying to get back to some type of normalcy. But I done fell off. So I haven't started working at my job yet. So that's what makes me stay up later than normal, which has me wake up later than normal. So, I used to catch the sunrise, catch the sunset, you know what I'm saying? And now it's like, I haven't caught a sunrise, I haven't caught a sunset once. I caught one sunset, and I went to this place in Nashville called Lover's Circle, and it's just a really high, and you can see the whole like little city or whatever, and then the sunset. But it was so cloudy and hazy from the Canadian fires that the sun wasn't really like visible. So that's the one little sunset I caught. And I'm over here like coming from somebody who watched the sun like come up in the house every morning, was outside, leaving the gym by the time the sun came up, to watching the sunset every day. And now I've been a month without it. It's definitely has thrown off my rhythm. Is it the circadian rhythm? Mine is shot up, thrown off. So I am back in the gym. I joined the gym. The gym is huge. It's 2 levels. I like it because I get to see a lot of my people, but don't nobody really speak for real. So it's still, I guess the only difference is the music that they playing overhead, which I don't really listen to that because I got my own. And I've taken 3 classes now, and all the instructors are black. Not a big deal, but yeah, I'm out here. Of course, I had to come outside and get around some water to try to make me feel like I ain't too, disconnected from water. So I'm in a place called Percy Priest Lake. It's a man-made lake, and they made a dam. And this used to be some type of town that they actually flooded. They set all the houses on fire once they told everybody they was gonna flood it, and then they flooded it. And this is man-made. Nashville is known for flooding. I guess it's at sea level. I don't know, but it doesn't have anywhere for the water to run off, and they needed that, so they made this river. And I googled all of that for no reason, other than I like to know stuff. But adjusting to here has been like, oh my God, like I really had to pull myself out of my apartment because I'm the type of person that I like to isolate. And I don't know if I like to do it, but I don't have no problem doing it. And so I was like, we going to the park today. Last night I wanted to go for a walk really, really bad, but I'm not. So my surroundings are safe for the most part, but I got like a major highway that sits on the outside of my apartment complex, and I don't want to walk, even though it's a sidewalk. I don't want to walk right there, so I have to get in the car and go somewhere to walk. And a part of me just hasn't built up the safety that I feel like I need to be walking, because at least when I was in Hawaii, I had one person I could call. Here, if something happens, I don't have nobody. I ain't bought my weapon yet, but I don't want to have to go on a walk with a weapon. And it's just like, so I just went and sat on my little back porch yesterday. I decided that this week I'm going to go to church on Sunday. It's been over a year since I've been to church. I did not go to church in Hawaii because I did not want to go to like the denomination. Like I didn't want to go to a church that was like full of Filipino, or you know what I'm saying, like I didn't want to get into different religions and stuff. Like I just didn't want to do that. Not to say there were no Baptist churches and all of that, but they were still of Filipinos, and I just was like, I'll go to church when I get back on the mainland. So I've been Googling a couple of churches, and I found one that I want to go to. I'm going to actually go on tomorrow and Wednesday. I want to go back to Bible study. I used to do that a long time ago, and I came away from that. So since the church ain't far from me, it ain't no reason why I can't go on a Wednesday night. I have been in my app on my phone. I cannot remember the name of the app that I'm using right now to read the Bible, but it's not that brown app that's just the Bible. This is an app that like has podcasts and stories and quizzes, and you can read the Bible in there, but it takes you through the Bible while talking about the stories and what's happening in there. So I'm in that because I told y'all like the beginning of the year I wasn't going to be doing any type of reading books. I felt like God wanted me to read the Bible this year, and so I started that, and now I have an app that I have that can take me along with it, and I'm gonna put it in the description because I can't remember the name of it right now. But so I haven't started working. We have had to push back my start date because of some financials or whatever. So dealing with contracts and stuff. So my start date was in July, and now it's looking like it'll be the 1st of August. At first, my flesh was like, I could have just stayed in Hawaii another month or whatever. I did not have to be over here right now. But at the same time, just getting over here and getting familiarized with everything, getting Zoe back to Pensacola, and she flew home about a week and a half ago. So I trust God so much that he knew when I was gonna come. He knew when I was gonna start work. So I'm not really messed up about none of that. So that's what's probably had me a little thrown off, being here and not having nothing to do. So when I said I had to like start to get to fill in my day. I wanted to start with the gym because being out of the gym for a month had already started to take its toll. I love being in the gym. I love working out. I love sweating. I love dedicating that hour to myself. And the next thing I'm going to do is get into church because I want to center my life around God. Like, I don't want to center my life around God. I'm going to center my life around Jesus. Not a relationship, not my job, not nothing else. Like, my center has to become that, because I'm realizing that the more I seek Him, uh, other other things just fall into place, and I don't have to worry. Like, I'm not a worrisome person anyway, so I'm if I do have to worry about something, like, I know I'm not seeking Him enough. But it's been a while since I've lived a life where He was the sole person in my life, and my kids was young when He was the center of my life. And now that I'm not actively a parent every day, and I'm not in single mom mode, like, I'm not in a relationship, it's just me and Him. I just want to put Him more and more around in my life. I have quit smoking, you know. Remember when I that was on some of my earlier videos, when I was like, God was like, that's enough. You know what I'm saying? You're not in that type of mind frame anymore, and you just using weed as a crutch now. So it's time to let that go. So I let that go. Alcohol gone, and then celibacy was something that came into my spirit in January, and it's something that I want Him to I want to walk with Him in this part. So those are the three things that I want to be obedient. I know that obedience means more to Him than sacrifice. I don't think He care how much money you put in the offering plate. I don't think He care as much as an offering that He does you being obedient. You know, I'm pretty sure it was Abraham that was going to sacrifice his son, and he was obedient. That was the greatest theme that is in that story, was how he didn't question God about who was going to be the sacrifice. God was just like, take him up there. And when he got up there, of course, it didn't turn out to be his son, but he listened. He was obedient. That's the kind of relationship I want to have with Him, is being obedient. And there's too many things in that word that I know I should not be struggling with or dealing with at this grown age in my life, and at this grown age in my walk with Him. So drinking, smoking, and having sex are like things that just over with for me, and I just can't worry about it. It's gonna cancel out me doing a lot of stuff, and probably having a lot of stuff in common with a lot of society. But hell, I'm always alone as it is, so I'm always alone as it is. I trust God so much that letting go of that stuff don't bother me. I don't have a man in my life who I feel like, oh, who I feel like. And have I had some slip up? Yes, I have. As soon as I got here, being transparent is like, when I got here, I found myself right back in the situation that I came out of before I came here. And it has to be, when I look at it and I understand it, I'ma just be real, because I don't have no other choice. Like, I don't know how to not be, right? And this is what my podcast, my YouTube channel is about. Like, me telling you what I go through in hopes that whoever else is going through it can relate and feel like they're not alone, and just be able to trust God in the process. Please don't pay attention to my ashy knees. So when I got here, when I got to Nashville, I connected with somebody from my past, and two things happened. I instantly was taken to a place where I remember how it felt when I was there. So what I mean is, I was instantly taken to a place in that situation where it was like, oh my God, I remember how this felt. I remember having to pray myself out of this situation. I remember when I had to, like, I was taken there, like, it happened, you know what I'm saying? Something happened and it took me right to the place where I was like, oh my gosh. The second thing that happened was when God came to me, because we be talking like we just usually have like normal conversations, and he was just like, he referred me to Job. I'm sorry. He referred me to I got distracted. He referred me to Lot and his wife. When God burned down Sodom and Gomorrah, and he told Lot and his wife to run and do not look back. And Lot ran, and his wife ran, and his wife looked back, and he turned her into a pillar of salt instantly. And so when the Holy Spirit, thank you, Holy Spirit, put that in my soul, just brought that right up to me, I was just like, wow, you are right. I thought about all the times that I had been led out, brought out, whatever, from those situations, and I turned around and went back. And I don't think in a literal sense that God was going to turn me into a pillar of salt, but I do think that the turning back and me turning back and what this pillar of salt represented in my life was things being put on hold for me, or things not happening when they were supposed to for me. Had I stayed in them situations and kept going back and stayed there, how my life would have just stopped where it was right there. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think that he was gonna kill me, but my life, the things that he had for me, like, he's like, I cannot give them to you. I can't do that for you. You tied my hands. You're not supposed to be over here. You're not supposed to be doing that. And I think that's how I interpreted it. And when I sat with that, I just began to tell God how sorry I was and how ridiculous I looked. Like, thank you for your patience. And thank you for all of these times that you kept on giving me so much grace, time after time after time after time after time. So, I think that for me, I needed to see that, like, just because you have gotten this far doesn't mean that you can go back into a place where, you know what I'm saying, like, you just gotta accept that it's not for you. You know, like, you just gotta accept that it's not for you. I just had to accept that it's not for me. And when I pay attention to the tattoo that I put on my hand, you know, that I talked about in some previous videos, it's like the Phoenix really did have to set her whole self on fire before she could transform into this creature that we know her as, the Phoenix. My whole self, like, you can't, there was a TikTok that I ran across and I saved it, and it's just somebody saying that the version of you that was toxic and defensive and protective, hardened, hurt, wounded, but still took care of you. Once you heal, you have to let that version of yourself go. And that was so profound, because here I am thinking that she gets to come with me, that she been here this long. Like, I love her, you know, I love her, and she's really all I know. If you think about it, if I came from a place of, you know, mother wounds and father wounds, and then they presented themselves in my relationships as I got older, then that person, like, she's all I know. So once I got to a level of healing, she has to go too. The Phoenix sets herself on fire. So not only does everybody from my past, in some aspect, like, I had to let everybody go. Everybody. I thought that there was a part of me, which was her, that I could hold on to because she was healed. But it's like, no, you let her go because you're healed. So everything attached to her has to go. And I'm like, wowzers. So I went to God and I was like, wow. If this is true, then so that means that the people who she was with, the people who she know, the people who she, like, that has to go too with her. The people I attracted and was in relationships with, they gotta go too. Because my healed self should have nothing to do with the people who I attracted when I was not healed. Ugh. So that's why I find myself in this month of time that has gone on, y'all. Like, that's what I've been dealing with. That's what me and God have been talking about. That's That's some realizations that I've made. That's some more growth that I had to while going through it. You know what I'm saying? Like, the thing with me is like, I don't get to just sit in the classroom and have these lectures. Like, no, I be out here in the trenches getting my lessons for some reason. I be on the field getting my lessons, in the field, where it's hard, where I get hit, wounded, stabbed. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm in the field like a soldier, getting these lessons, and then writing about them and praying about them on the go. I ain't sitting in the classroom and God just talking to me at the board. Like, no, I'm out here. And that's usually how life happens. So while I came home and thought things was gonna be sweet, cause I'm happy, I'm whole, I'm healed, I feel good, I'm trying to show up different in the world, I get into a situation and it takes me right back to who I didn't want to be. And it's like, you ain't supposed to be there, and you gotta let her go so that she can let those people go. Then you get to move on to the next. And God never said I had to do it. He just showed me what I need to do. He showed me Lot and his wife. I got on the TikTok and I saw and I listened to, it wasn't even a video, like, it was just somebody talking, and it was like, you know, and I just sat there and listened to it, and then I went to God about it, and he was like, yeah, pretty much in these last 4 weeks. That's the tea. That's what's tea. How you say it? That's tea. But like, I love it. The way that he teaches me is gentle. He doesn't judge me. And thank God he's given me the grace, because I could have been that pillar of salt years ago from going back. Years ago. And I'm just over here like, God, you really just let me do all of that and just come to this conclusion, like, while you just dropping these little gems for me. Luckily, I'm sensitive enough to pick this stuff up as he drops it, because I know I don't belong in these situations. And listen, when I came back and got into that situation, it did not feel good at all. You know what came to my mind was like, girl, you really had to have had some really low self-esteem, like, to sit in this for years. So when I came back for that 2 weeks, it was like, I'm sorry that you didn't love yourself enough to just be like, you know what? I came home and was just like, gosh, the lack of esteem I had was very wide open and like telling. If it wasn't before I left, to leave and come back after a year and be thrust into that stuff again was like, oh my God. Like, you really, the bar was really in hell. So yeah, I needed all of that. Like, I needed all of that. I'm not mad at myself. I don't feel no kind of way about nothing and nobody. I just needed that. Probably just a little bit too hard-headed. And the way I be learning the way I learned, it costs so much that the prices be heavy, that it's like, okay. I mean, because I done paid some prices that was like, cost me my mental health, cost me weight loss, cost me, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I can't afford that type of stuff anymore. I cannot afford another mental health episode. I can't afford another. Behind what? Behind who? Why? For what? To be having relationship problems and ain't even in a relationship is crazy. Moving past that though, I just had to share that because I am not going to ever get on here and act like nothing. I'm not. I'm going to always come on here and say what it is. So, church in the morning, we got the gym. I'm going to sit here and watch the sunset. I'm going to church on Wednesday. I'm in my Bible app every night, studying. I just want to end these 6 months the way I started. I'm going to end this year with these 6 months the way I started it, and that was with focusing on God. I'm going to get back into trading. I have to get back on my YouTube channel, back in the gym, going to work, church. Like, all of these things are going to come together, and I'm excited to watch it all happen. But right now, I'm in the moment. Like, I'm good. I'm healthy. I feel good. My daughters are safe and healthy. Like, I just had my birthday. I turned 42. I feel so good. I feel so good. This time last year, two totally different people. Two totally different people. Right before I flew to Hawaii. Like, I flew to Hawaii July 27th, and so I was on my way. But my birthday last year, no, like, I didn't feel good at all. And shout out to my friend. She came in from North Carolina, and we actually drove to Nashville and had dinner and hung out. You know, she came in town for me. But yeah, two totally different people. So I'm going to wrap this up, but I just needed to come in and check in. Like, I ain't stopping. I just had, I don't want to say I had a lot going on, because I really don't. I think I had to bring my mental all the way back in and really start to carve out what my new life is going to look like and my new routine is going to look like. Like, I had a routine for a year, and then boom, I moved, and it was like, I don't have a routine. So it put me in a place mentally. But I'm so grateful. I feel so good. Yeah, I don't have, my heart is really light, you know what I'm saying? And just walk, just like I said, my focus is God. Seek ye first. I need to get a tattoo across my forehead. Seek ye first. Seek ye first. Seek ye first. Seek ye first. Anyway, y'all, I'm gonna get off of here. I'm not trying to make nobody go to church. I'm not trying to make nobody give their life to Christ. If you do, God, like, he's gonna turn your life around. I pray that you do. But yeah, I'm not trying to convert nobody. I just, if you watch my channel, this is God's channel, right? And he's actually, the Holy Spirit just channeling through me. Before I come on here, I always say, you know, let me know what I should talk about. I be having the idea of what I want to say, but if I keep talking long enough, he gonna come up. So yeah, I'm gonna get back on my Zoom, and I'm gonna be pumping these out again weekly like I was. Thanks for watching, y'all. It's always, and I'll talk to y'all later. Let me let you look at the lake one more time. I'm gonna just sit out here and watch the sunset. I feel like it sets over here. I could be super wrong. I don't know this part of town, but I'm gonna watch the sunset wherever it sets. Anyway, bye.